Welcome back. Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. Email them to tips@channel3000.com. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
Well, this is cute. What's this in front of us?
This is a houseplant called Fatsia.
Fatsia.
Fatsia. Yeah, it's got nice glossy leaves and interesting shape, and they like bright indirect light. Let the soil dry out between waterings, but in the wintertime they'd appreciate a little humidity. So if you go ahead and if you have this, you want to put it on a tray that's got some rocks that you keep some water, so that the air is a little around it is a little bit damper.
I like the greenery. It kind of brings some color.
Yeah, and it's a really fun shape. It's super glossy, and this is a variety called spider's web, and you might be able to see it.
Oh yeah.
You can't see it on camera, but it's got some weird like mottling and stippling on the leaves. Sometimes it's more pronounced than other times, but yeah.
How cool.
It's just fun, yeah.
It is fun. All right, let's get to the questions. We're going to start with Kay. Kay says she cut back her rose bush already this season, but because of the unusually warm weather, it has shot back up and is really tall again. Should she cut it back again this late in the season?
Sometimes roses are really vigorous, and if you do a little bit of mid-season pruning, whether you're trying to cut it back a little bit, they will respond to that by putting on a lot of new growth. At this time of year, you really don't want to cut any of your shrubs back. You want to wait either until they're dormant, in the case of things like potentilla or spirea, but in the case of roses, you really want to wait until spring. So when you start to see those new buds swell, you can cut it back to size, and then those new buds will form the new shape of next year's plants.
All right, question number 2 comes from Gigi. Gigi wants to know if you have any advice on bringing outside fern plants inside and keeping them thriving.
So fern plants that have spent the summer outside look really glorious. When you bring them inside for the winter, they invariably will get really messy. They tend to shed a lot of leaves. Again, you're going to want to make sure that that there's humidity. Ferns like it to be a little more evenly moist, and if it did a lot of growth during the summer, it's probably fairly pot bound. Not a good time to repot though. So when you water it, put it in the sink and put water in the sink so it soaks up and waters itself thoroughly, and then let it go till the surface is dry, and then do the whole thing over again. So as the season goes through, you'll get your winter watering rhythm. Be prepared though, they do tend to do a lot of shedding of leaves, a little bit of drying, especially underneath in the center. So there's probably going to be a lot of vacuuming underneath it, but once it goes back outside, they recover really quickly.
All right, we got just over 30 seconds.
Okay.
Let's get to Diane's question. Diane asks, when is the best time to fertilize bee balm, coneflowers, black-eyed Susans, and mums?
So if these are plants that you have planted in ground, really you want to wait until spring to fertilize, unless you just put them in recently, like late summer. Then you'd want to use a root stimulator to make sure that they are really well established before the ground starts to freeze.
All right, some good questions today.
Yeah.
All right, Lisa, thank you.